hello guys, today we will see the Gmail automation. So in this we will see how to download the attachment from the Gmail with a specific subject. So let me show you. So daily I am getting a mail from Saina Thotkar with NSA equity file. So we will download this file and save into particular folder. Okay, so now let's see the process how we can do that. So first, if you see the flow, first we have to give the credentials, that is the login part. Then we will read the mails. After that we will check the subject contains the NSA equity file. If it contains yes, then we will download the attachments, or else we will execute the process. So this is our flow. So this flow we will do with the UI path. So before starting into UI path, let me show you some Gmail settings which you have to enable. So go to your settings, click on setting, go to forwarding and pop IMAP. Here you have to enable the pop for all mails, and as well as you have to enable the IMAP service. Then and then only your bot will read the mails. So save changes, done. So now let's start with the UI path. So let's create a new process, that is the Gmail automation. So let's create a new sequence. So I will create a new sequence, that is download attachment. Okay. So if you see, what is our first step? Login into Gmail. So for that we have to pass the credentials. Okay. So let's create the variables. The first one is the email ID. I will keep my email ID in double quotes because it's in string format. And here I will create a password field. So I'm keeping it blank because password should be secure, correct? So for that we have one activity called as get password. So I will drag and drop the get password activity. I will keep here and I will pass my password here. And that variable, our created variable, I will pass directly here. That is the password. So this is our done. So for reading the mails and download the attachment, we have the activity called as get IMAP. So I will drag and drop that activity here. Okay. So now in property panel, you can see from which folder we want to read, that is inbox. Here we have to pass port number, the server address, email, password, and output messages. Means we are reading the mails, so we have to give one output here. So let's start with the port number. So the port number for the IMAP is 993. Okay, so we have to give the port number, and the server address is nothing but imap.gmail.com. So this should be in string. So I will put imap.gmail.com. So after that we created one login and password field. So directly I will pass here email ID and my password. So the output of the reading mail we have to store in some variable. So let's create a variable here. I will create a variable here, that is the read all mails. Enter. Okay, so I done up to this. So for reading the body and the subject, we will build a data table. So we have the activity, that is build data table. I will drag and drop that activity here. So click on the data table. Here you can edit, you can customize the data table. So I will create first column, that is subject. Enter. And the second one, body. And I will save. So I have to give one output variable here. So I will give a output variable that is bill data. Okay. So now maybe there are multiple names at that time. Correct. So that for that we will take the for each activity for checking all the mails. I will drag and drop that activity. So if you can see now the for each activities here, the type argument is object. So remember one thing, whenever you are doing any Gmail automation or the Outlook automation, do not forget to change the type argument. Okay. So here the type argument should be mail.mail messages. So we will go to browse types. Here we will type system dot net dot mail dot mail messages. So I will keep the type argument at system.net.mail messages. So after that, whichever our reading mail output, IMAP output, we will pass here. That is the read all mails. Read all mails. So up to this we did. So now third thing is verify the subject. So verifying the subject, we will use the if else condition. So let's search for the if else activity. I will drag and drop here. So whichever my for each item name, I will take each and every item in my loop dot subject. The subject contains equity file. So I wrote a condition that is if subject contains NS equity file, then and then only we will download the attachment, or else we will simply display message that is file not found. So for downloading the attachment, we have the activity called as the save attachment. So I will drag and drop that activity here. I will pass my for each item variable name item, and here we have to give the path, means where we want to download the attachment. So here I am going to pass the path. So click here. I will go to documents, download attachment file. Done. So now this is my file folder which is completely blank. So let's save this, and we will display a simple message that is process completed. And another else mail not found. So let's save this and run this. So now as you can see, process got completed. So I will click on OK, and let's check. Yeah, the file is downloaded successfully. So now we completed our first process, that is the download the attachment. So let's move to the send mail. Okay, so for that first we will log in the Gmail, then we will add the receiver detail, add the attachment, and just simple send the mails. Okay, so we did the prerequisite settings in our Gmail account. So now let's see how we can do this. So our first activity is nothing but we have to log into our Gmail account. So let's start with the UiPath again. So now I will create a new sequence, that is send mail. Okay, so again I have to create a email and password variables. So I'll create email name and we will keep the password field blank. Now, as I said, we will take a get password activity. I will keep here. I'll pass my password here. So no one able to see my password, and I will pass the created variable. So now, as you can see now, for receiving the mails or for download the attachment, we use the get IMAP. So now for sending the mail, we will use the SMTP server. So let's search for the SMTP. So we have the activity called as the send SMTP mail messages. So drag and drop that activity. So now as you can see in properties panel, here we have to pass the body, subject, mail messages, port, server, email ID, password, all the things we have to pass. Okay, here also we have the options, that is BCC, CC means, and to. Okay, to means to whom you want to send, CC means the carbon copy if you want to put someone else for that, and BCC. So we have the three options also here. So as you can see now, here also we have to pass the port and server. Now we are using the SMTP. So the SMTP port number is 465. Okay, and the server name is smtp.gmail.com. This is my port ID 465, and this is my server name smtp.gmail.com. Okay, and here I have to pass my credentials, that is email, and here password. For getting the password, we are using the get password, so directly I will pass here password. So now to whom I have to send. So I will send Saukar sainath@gmail.com. Okay, the subject NSC equity file, and body, if you want to put any body you can give, that is please find the attachment, that is please find the attachment. Okay, so here you have the option, that is attach file. So here we have to create the argument. In argument we will pass the path. So let's copy my path. So I will right click, copy. I'll go to UiPath. So here I given that attachment file and save OK. So now at last we will just display a message box, that is mail sent, and let's run. Yeah, done. So thank you so much guys.